welcome to Ouch My Money. I'm Denise. Duh, right? D for Denise. Let's see what's coming up next. Oh, it's the other D. Oh no, sorry, it's KK now. KK.
No, it's KK.
KK is Kublai Khan.
Kampong Kid.
Yeah, it's Kampong Kid also. Oh, but actually, his real name, in case some of you don't know, like Duh, right? It's Douglas, so it's double D. D for Douglas and D for Douglas and D for. Oh, you should do that.
Don't do that.
Came on and then he got out and vomit. Then you see, after that, the next knock I do, right, the person is going to take 10,000 years before she comes on. But she doesn't do it. Yeah! Yee! Oh my goodness! It's so fun. Maybe we should do that like our cheesy tagline. Because we're supposed to be from a cheesy generation.
Hey,
Speak for yourself.
speak for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Now people
She's
come
the
to me and
youngest
they're
of
like,
the gen.
sometimes
No,
I go out and then people
Say the one
are
on the
like,
fence. That's why it's so painful. That's why it's like easy all the time.
and they're like 12, 10 years younger than me. They're like, oh, then you call me ma'am. I feel like slapping your face. How dare you call me ma'am? And then give the ma'am shape on your face. Horrible, they call me ma'am. Angry.com. Okay, anyway, for those of you guys, today's topic is going to be quite interesting, I feel, and maybe a little bit going against the current trend. So I'm sure all of you have heard this before, right? Where people are always talking about, find your passion, ignite your passion, do something about your passion. Provided it's moral and legal, okay? Your passion is killing people, please do not
Just to
keep
set the house on fire.
or stuff like that, okay? But today Douglas shared a very interesting, I was going to say, it's an Instagram post actually. So today Douglas shared a very interesting post where it's about somebody who, if that somebody could go back a few years, he or she, I have no idea whether it's female, male, whatever, would tell themselves maybe don't have to revolve everything around your passions. I mean, it's always good, but they did bring up some interesting pointers. So that is what we are here to discuss today. Are we working from passion or money or both or I don't know, whatever? Wait, maybe we start with the entrepreneur. Actually, not consider entrepreneur, right? You, Douglas.
Who are me?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a serial entrepreneur.
Serial entrepreneur. Yeah, so it was an interesting article, and you're right that there is in recent years there's a trend that about finding your passion and turning your passion into something profitable or revolving around that. And I was just thinking, it's interesting because growing up, that wasn't that work for passion thing was actually literally non-existent. Okay, coming from a family that was all about earning a living and making sure that financial needs are met. Anything that has to do with passion in any form will be frowned upon. Okay, and really it's like you can't earn a living doing that thing, whatever that thing is. Be practical, get your piece of paper, get your degree, whatever it is, and follow the proven route. So it's interesting how in one generation it seems to have changed, but yet within this generation people are still doing pendulum swings between should you work for passion or should you work for money? And what do you guys think? Are you working for passion or are you working for money?
Are we going to exclude the person that is not necessarily working? Was it never
Me
working?
or you just asking the
or
audience?
when you were working, okay, I know yeah, Chunho was retired, okay, but when you were working, was it for passion or was it for money?
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, asking all of you, is it so should someone work for passion or should someone work for money?
I
Okay.
know previously. Oh, Chungho, do you want to go first?
You can go first. Rachel, you can go first if you want to. Yeah, go ahead.
I know previously when I was working for money, simply because I was in banking sector and the pay is quite okay. Meaning I'm comfortable and I'm happy monetary wise in that sense. So that I was very clear I was working for money at that point. Yeah. But that was previously lah.
So no passion. So it was money and no passion.
No, none at all. Because I remember in the last few years that I was there. Oh my god! I hope my ex-boss isn't watching this right now. But I know in the last few years that I was there, I keep telling the people around me that some of the things that I was doing is quite silly lah. It's quite, I call it stupid. I keep doing stupid things that doesn't make sense to me. So maybe it's stupid to me, but it's not stupid to other people. But it is doing things that doesn't make sense to me. So I don't see the point in doing them. Yeah.
But you did it because you got paid to do it.
Yeah. Because somebody higher rank than me asked me to do it, so I do lor. Don't like to do, also do lor, because I paid what. Yeah. Yeah lor. That was then.
Mm. And then what changed?
Until until I woke up suddenly and decided to do, until I got sick and tired and being sick and tired of doing things that I don't like to do. And yeah, forcing myself to do stupid things, and then I decided to get out from it. And initially it was just a trial. I was just trying out different thing. I was thinking, what's the worst that can happen? If I come out, I don't like it, I can always go back and do stupid things, continue doing stupid things for the money. But then, so I came out, and fortunately, I didn't have to go back. Yeah. So now it's different. Now I'm not working for money. It's more towards the passion side. Yeah.
What's the difference actually?
Okay, you just say your old bank is to do stupid things. Okay.
Don't say
Remind
like
me
that
later.
lah. Wait, people from that place watching.
Yeah, remind me.
We have to already,
later-
we are all entitled to our own personal
But
opinion.
anyway, remind me later to ask you which bank you used to work for, and make sure I don't deal with the bank.
Oh my god.
But it may be not stupid to the customer, what.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know.
Mm.
And I'm sure it's not stupid to the person who's asking me to do it. So
But some people are just stupid, Some people are stupid. Sadly. Okay, that's my own personal opinion. I have
yeah. So
Okay.
go ahead, Chunho.
So anyway, I just want to say that while I am a Gen X, my parents are a little bit different. They don't look at education the same as most parents in that time. They did want us to go to school as much as possible. School to my parents, especially my mom, because my mom is the one that's taking care of us. School to her is a place to learn how to be able to integrate into the society, work with people, and learn about certain communications, some basic knowledge about like mathematics and science and all those things, so that you know how the society functions, and then you can merge into it, and then you'll be a useful person for the society. And my mom understands schooling can be challenging, but that's her idea of schooling. But if we cannot study, it's okay. Then can come out, don't study, then you go and do something else and learn a skill and do something else. I still remember my dad told me once, if you can study, study. If you cannot study, my dad said this, if you can study, I'll pawn off my last pence and I'll support you. But if you can't study, stop, go and find something, learn a skill, do something, find a way to make a living. Because eventually you need to make a living, because you can't just live off. I mean, can't live off my parents because my parents is not really that much, don't have a lot of money. So because my parents don't have no old money, they don't inherit and they didn't inherit anything.
You got new money
So
now.
they base no, my parents have been working their whole life through. So that's the way it is. But my mom did kind of tell us, yes, you need to find something that you like. But at the same time, you need to be able to support yourself. Okay, don't expect me to support you the rest of your life. Okay, so you need to find a way to. So if you can study and do well, and then you go and find something to support yourself, but whatever it is, you need to do something you like, you enjoy. Unfortunately, what I enjoy, I didn't even tell my parents what it is because I don't think they even be accepted to it. Because I can't go and tell them I don't want to do anything. I just want to be good for nothing. I just want to just sit around, do nothing, watch the world go by, read news, and just. It's like how are you going to tell the teachers or how are you going to tell the parents that that's what I like?
Why
No,
not?
it's like
I
a
think,
bum.
but it means that it's a good thing, or you'll find a way to achieve that.
Yeah,
No, I don't know,
that's so I'll find a way to achieve that. So with that regard, so when I first started working, definitely it's not for passion. I just got out, okay. I studied what I studied because I was good at it. I was in science because I was good at it. I cannot do arts, okay, I'm terrible at that. And then I went to engineering because those subjects I'm really good at it. So I went to do that and then got a degree. And then when the oil and gas company came knocking on and asking for people to, they were recruiting lah. I mean, in our third year, okay, I'll just fill up forms and all those things and go for interview. Lor. And when I got accepted into the job, I just did what I was trained for, but actually, a lot of things is not trained for. Like you just go in and be responsible, and just do what is needed, using basic knowledge of engineering. And I just did that. But my whole thing was not really about the work. My whole thing is that okay, I'm doing it so that I can get paid, so that I can fly around, go travel the world, see the rest of the place. So
you can
my whole thing-
graduate to doing nothing.
yeah, so that eventually I can graduate. Basically, I just want to travel and see the world. I want to see the world. It's like a wanderer. You know, in the Chinese martial arts movie, they want to be a what do you call that?
行走江湖。
行走江湖流浪。That kind of
Wow,
thing.
it's always those 流浪 people
Wanderer.
that
Yeah, the
that
wanderer.
They keep
Okay.
quiet, and then after that they take out their sword. Sha. It's always the 流浪 people that has the highest powers.
Yeah.
We
That's
realize
what I wanted. Just to travel around, do this, do that, and then live here, live there. So those whatever money is supposed to do that lah. Until I realized that some companies are just ridiculous lah. The things that people do in the company sometimes can be a bit ridiculous because they will say yes boss all the time. And they'll do things that sometimes from a technical point of view it doesn't make sense. And then we make to do because the boss said so, and it was done because politically for certain reasons. And I was furious at some point. Like, I was furious. I'm not going to work for a company like that because technically it doesn't make sense, but people want to do it because the boss says so. I was like, this is not how things should be run. Ultimately, this is an engineering company. So
you
at
decided-
one point I was, huh?
So you
So at one
decided.
point,
Uh-huh.
I was furious lah, and I wanted to leave the company. But I was careful thinking about leaving the company. So if I leave this company and I go to another company, it's the same thing. Then I'm just shit. I mean shitholes. So if I go to another company, it's the same thing. It's shitholes. So I said, just wait a while. I just figure things out. Maybe it's me. So I think maybe it's me. If I'm just thinking way out, then let's see whether check myself first. So I was checking myself. Then I had an opportunity to go overseas. Okay, I got a chance to go overseas. I must well go since I want
that
to
was
be
your
a
passion.
wanderer, travel the world. So I went overseas. Then after that, when I went to the States, I was stationed there for like 8 months. I was like, God, things doesn't work the same way as it is in Singapore. People there actually listen to the technical people. Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
so-
wait. Hang on. So it means that when you went overseas, you realized that you were passionate about traveling, or you were passionate about your technical stuff, or
No, I'm not passionate about the technical stuff, but things that I'm
so
passionate
during that
about
whole
the
point of time,
travel.
you were still just looking for money, right? Basically.
I was just enjoying my life
Oh.
over there. Like I was just in New Jersey, so I was every weekend I go to New York City. Just travel to New York City, party. Um,
So is it fair to say for both of you, or what I'm hearing so far is that when you started your careers, it really wasn't so much about doing something that you're passionate about, but because you can earn an income, and then your passion is what you do with that income, rather than what you do at the job,
yeah,
Yeah, at the beginning, yes, because it's reality. Why you need money? Can you imagine just graduate from school, come out from school? I need money. I mean, I'm a realistic person. I need money, so work for money.
So you're saying that people with passion are not realistic people because
Okay,
Yeah.
to be honest, you know, there are people who are talking about chasing after their passion, chasing after their dreams, etc. If they are able to do that while generating an income, then it's great. It's really good that you have found something that you really enjoy and that's generating you income. But for those people who are saying chase your passion, chase your dream, and then they are funded not because of the passion drive, but because they had family money or whatever it is, they are funded. Then I would like to see if you take away all your funding, and then how I see how you eat your passion. No, seriously speaking.
well,
To be very crude, and then they are all a lot of people who are outside who are a bit younger, and they're all like, no, you must work for your passion. No, you must find your passion. It's like,
Yeah.
why do you have to choose one or the other? You know?
You don't have to choose one or the other, but you just need to be able to survive. Like my parents say, you need to find a way to support yourself. You can't
Correct.
be going out there, you're going to beg on the street and do anything. Worst come to worst, you go and do two jobs. One is your passion. The other one is like some people in the States, they go and be a waitress to fund themselves so that they can do acting. That's chasing their
stuff
passion.
like that. Correct.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people, those people in the past, they actually chase their dream, chase their passions. They have family money. But those people like me, I came from a family that doesn't have shitload of money, and my parents are
You
just
like
looking
us.
at it. Yeah, so
Be like us.
I have to go out, I have to support myself when I start working. You think what? I'm going to ask my mom, no, I'm not going to do this. You pay me money, I go and chase my passion. You know what? I'm going to have tight slap.
Yeah, correct. Tight slaps. Many.
So I can't even do that to my parents. So I have to go and do a job, which is the job to fund me to chase after my passion, which is to see the world, go travel around, And that was actually what I was doing. So every vacation, the day I take vacation, I will fly off already. The day, not even the day in the morning. The day next day is next day vacation start. That night I fly already. Then I will fly back just the night before, the next day, and I'll go to office. I will maximize it because the passion is in the traveling. But having said that, eventually, as I went longer and longer, stayed longer and longer in the job, you develop relationship with the people around you. And then in there, I found something I enjoy doing. Because if you continue to stay with the company or continue to stay with something, you need to find something to anchor, something that you're passionate about to anchor. Otherwise, you can't stay for so long. And otherwise, you cannot have something to look forward to every day going to work. Otherwise, every Monday is just a drag. After 2-3 years, there's something to look for. For me, every day I go to the office, there's something to look forward to. And it's the people,
is it harassing?
are the friends.
I thought harassing your
people.
colleagues.
Yeah, it's the friends, the people, and then we go for lunch. and we chit chat and all those things.
Gossip.
And at some point when I become a supervisor, it's all about the people, developing the people, guiding them. So that was the thing I look forward. So that is the part. So I look forward to that. I'm not the kind that look forward to, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this challenging thing this today. I'm going to go office and make this challenging. I used to have a boss, he say, nothing is sexy. What's most sexy about this particular thing that we're working on is a shitload of money going to make. I tell you, I can't imagine. How can anybody say making a lot of money is sexy? I look at him, I was
But
just
it's
stunned.
what drives him lah, or her lah.
I can't talk to him. This boss, I cannot talk to him because it's not nothing about people that we can talk about. There was one
That means your
particular boss, it's
motivators
just
are different from his, right?
very different. Okay, there are times when I fly to Australia with him for meetings. We're on the plane. We don't talk. I'm sitting next to him and I don't talk to him because it's like, I don't know what to say to you. Because other than work, there's nothing else to talk about. It's just so horrible.
You got complaint from YC. He's disguising as Kun Ling, and he says that you harass your colleagues at 4 p.m. while reading newspaper.
Hey, wait. So Chunho and Rachel are on the one end of the spectrum of the Gen X. And
But I think
on
they
the
both
oth-
found their passion after that, ma. You get what I mean?
but-
It's a
but they
progression.
started- Wait, pause. So
Hmm.
they started. Okay, so I'm saying one end of the spectrum of the Gen X's and started with an intention to make money rather than focus on passion, and passion came later. Okay, so I want to swing to the other end of the spectrum. Okay, the person who's sitting on the fence of the Gen X and Gen Ys. Okay, because I realized this whole passion conversation is a lot more prevalent starting with the Gen Ys or the millennials, and then it became increasingly so. Okay, it became increasingly so, and for us Gen X, we're attempting to figure out what's this passion shit, no? that we
It's a passionate shit.
that we never it's passion shit, not passionate shit. Okay, so for you, Denise, you're straddling. I know it's quite painful to sit on the fence, like Juno was saying
Oh,
earlier.
okay. I was going to ask you who am I straddling, but okay.
Oh my goodness.
Another conversation for another time.
This is terrible. Okay, then
Why? I'm married. I'm allowed to say such, I don't know, things. You
stop
know.
putting
Straddling-
images in our mind.
straddling. So straddling Denise.
Yes,
straddling
the
the
fence.
Yes, the fence.
Straddling the
I don't know if pain or pleasure, but so what is it for you? Passion or income?
Actually, I was brought up pretty much the same way as you guys actually, because my mom is very realistic. She actually enjoyed school. She was good in school. She enjoyed it, but because being the eldest daughter of the family, she had to give up her studies to take care of the family lah. So she had to stop her studies to go work and support the family. I'm sharing this for context. That's why my mom's mentality comes from that. If you study hard, you get really good grades, then you can get a good job, and then after that you can then earn money and live a luxurious lifestyle or whatever lifestyle you want to live, basically. So that's why I was brought up to be very realistic. Maybe my character also quite realistic. It's whether you like it or not, you need to have money. I want to have an opulent lifestyle. I want to, spend money while looking at the value versus just the dollar amount. And all that will require money or some form of currency, one way or another. So I would say, even though I am sitting in between the Gen X, Gen Y, is it? X, Y?
Yes.
No, Gen X, sorry. I'm more towards the Gen X side, where it's very practical. But then I'm a bit like Chunho in that sense, because everybody is all about working hard and growing to your full potential, and you need to do this and do that, challenge yourself. I don't want to challenge myself. I just want to sit one corner and just like that. Why cannot you know? So in that sense, it's a bit similar. So when Chuna was sharing, like, you just want to sit somewhere and not do anything, I can identify with that. I also like that. I just want to sit somewhere, chill out, talk to my friends, and not do anything more sometimes. And yeah, but it requires money to do that lah. Unless you want to be homeless and then sitting down, whether you have a choice or not. So realistic. For me is I'm working for money, but but I've always enjoyed I realized after going through so many jobs is that the things that make me leave a company is always more or less the people inside. It's never the job itself, because the job scope it's just a job, honestly speaking. I can deal with it. But it's always the people that makes me leave. So if let's say I am with a company for a while, I build up relationships and all that. So yes, I'm working for money, but what makes the day go by easier and better, what makes the workload easier to bear is also because we have nice colleagues, we hang out together, there's social life and things like that. So that's
Gossip, right? You just like to go for the deep lunch gossip, the water cooler gossip, and the
I'm very
kopi
selective
gossip.
who I go lunch with or not. I usually eat lunch in the office or I go with very few people. I'm very snobby in the office. I'm very snobby. But anyway, because office is work then I also don't know like this person can trust or not. It takes time to know. And so for money, working for money, yes, but the money feeds something else, you see. The money feeds. Okay, like I mentioned sometimes in our previous conversations that the reason why I stay and I don't go because it is a comfortable job, in the sense that I already know what needs to be done to get to whatever result I want. And it's easy for me at this point simply because, oh my goodness, look at my home and none of my bosses are working. Later it's all easy, I give more work. It's easy for me.
So they better not be watching this.
I don't think they will lah. They don't even know this other alter ego of me exists. So anyway, it's easy for me simply because I already know who to go to, what are the processes in place. And for me, it's simple lah. And then after that, I can spend the rest of the time doing what I like, which is sit around and be paid for it.
Yeah, but that's
Have
called
absolute
experience,
best.
And that's called
But that's
experience.
Correct. But that's work from home, you see. So the moment they ask me to go back office, that's it. Bye bye.
But you have a limit set. You have a criteria condition set.
Oh, I'm too spoiled now. I'm ruined for life.
But then I have to say, then I have to say the Gen X, the later, not the early Gen, sorry, not Gen X, the later Gen Y, which is the millennials, the later one, not the early ones, the one that are born later, and Gen Z. I tell you, because nowadays families are quite well-to-do, most families in Singapore at least. I mean, compared to in the 70s,
like comfortable.
are comfortable already. So
It was tough.
they can have that choice. They can have
to
that
be
choice.
passionate.
Well, I think everybody is passionate. Let's give everybody that. Is that they have that choice that I want to look for a job that is my passion. My passion. And if it's not my passion, I'm not going to do it. But
You wait
so that they have that
until nobody give you money, see whether do or not.
yeah. So, okay, you say that. I'm not going to say that. But the thing is that
I
it's
say
true, you
it.
think about it. But there are people in the older days, in my time, that people can come out, their parents have money and they came out and they become a producer or they become a filmmaker. And they were one of the few early filmmakers of Singapore. But a lot of us can't do that at that time.
But they also I would say that they had a good start lah. But what they made of it at the end is still their own.
Yeah, eventually
Yeah,
they made it.
still
Like,
through
some
their
of
own
them
merits.
really made, yeah, true. So there are people who are able to go out for the passion, but I have to say the younger people now, they have their choice lah. But having said that, okay, I think I have a lot of things to say. Having said that, sometimes going out and make your passion, trying to make money out of passion can be a chore. I mean, if
As in,
you
can
start,
become a chore or can be a chore.
can become a chore. Because if you like something and eventually you started doing and then you depend it for income, eventually you depend on what you enjoy as your income source, then whatever you enjoy doing is going to feed you. It's the only income that's going to feed if your parents is not going to feed you anymore. And you know that suddenly if you don't do it, your income is going to stop. And you're going to start worrying, and then you try to make sure that you have the job for whatever you're doing. And eventually, after a while, it becomes a chore because it's no longer about I want to do it, I do it, I want to do it like that, and do it
But I feel
because you
like
need to
doing it
satisfy.
there too.
Yeah, but you suddenly
Yeah,
you have
but-
to satisfy your
but-
client.
But if you enjoy doing it so much, and you're doing it because you enjoy doing it, and you do it regardless of whether you get paid for it or not, and that's how a lot of people define passion. And since you're going to do it and enjoy doing it, and you get paid for it too, isn't that a good deal?
Well, the
That's
thing is, the
important. You get
reality,
paid for it, right?
the reality
Yeah.
is,
It really depends, because
yeah, the reality
because
is this:
of-
if you
yeah.
get paid for what you decide the clients get, that's fine. But the thing is that you are not going to get paid for what you decide what the clients get. You're going to be paid for what the clients want you to do for them, and sometimes that is the part that will turn things around. Unless
I
you don't care whether you get for money, then somebody is supporting you all the way lah.
I've also read some stories where, I mean, it's always a double-edged thing. I think I've also read some stories where some people, for example, they believe baking is their passion, and then they decide that they are going to quit their jobs and become a full-time baker, professional baker, and then they realize that they are actually not as passionate about baking as they thought they would be, and they're doing it day in, day out because baking is actually it's quite a tedious thing, right? If you're doing it, especially commercially, without any of those machines, whatever, it's actually a tedious thing. It's very hard work.
Yeah,
try
and
not
on top, and on top of that is the additional things like taking orders, dealing with customers, delivery, the packing, and everything
Admin.
else. Yeah, admin stuff in addition to the actual baking itself that is taking its toll on. One of my friends is also like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but compared to when what you guys were describing earlier, where you were doing stupid things because we're doing stupid things.
That's
and getting
Rachel.
paid-
I never say that.
No,
Yeah, that's
this is
Rachel.
Rachel.
So Rachel believes that it is a balance. It is always a balance between, you want to work for passion, just make sure you have money coming in.
Yeah, so I mean, regardless of whether it's passion or otherwise, I mean, to do a business and essentially, if you're converting a passion into an income generating engine, it is a business, and there are other aspects of running a business that needs to be handled. I mean, we don't always get to do 100% of the time the thing that we enjoy doing, right? So then the only question is, are you doing the stupid things, the things that you don't like to do for yourself or for someone else? And you get to do the thing that you're passionate about doing anyway, right?
It depends because
Yeah.
the things I'm doing right now, like I mentioned, because I have been there for a while already. So what used to take me, let's say, 4 hours, now I can finish in 2 hours, 3 hours. So I get a lot of additional time in that sense, and a lot of additional headspace. I think that's also part of the reason why I am very resistant to finding a new place. But now things are not looking so good for the company. Whatever. So anyway, so then the pain point rises. You get what I'm trying to say. So it's, how should I put it? It's like, okay, I used to run a series of Facebook Lives also besides Ask My Money. There was Thursdays with Denise and other things, right? I realized that I liked everything about the hosting. I didn't like having to do the marketing, which is like what Douglas said, the other parts of the business, right? The ads, the marketing, the looking at what ads are useful, what ads are good, and then after that, finding guests and then liaising with them, and then doing marketing collaterals, put their picture, whatever, do a write-up, all that. I was like, if somebody pays me just to host, I would be more than happy. Or I don't need to be paid. I just come in and host and then that's it. And then so I realized that, okay, so there are different parts that needs to be taken care of. And until the point where it's big enough, then you can hire other people to do these kind of things. But before that, you have to do it all by yourself.
Okay, actually on that note, Denise. Okay, so we've been talking about being an employee. That means working for someone else, and whether there's passion involved in the work that you're doing for someone else versus okay, so that's one scenario, right? You're working for someone else and as an employee, whether or not there's passion. Okay, then on the other extreme, on the other end is you're not working for someone else. Okay, let's say you're jobless. Let's say things change, whatever it is, and you lose your job. Okay, or someone loses their job. Still need to generate an income, right? Still need to generate an income, and let's say there's a prolonged, I don't know, whatever recession or what, cannot find a job. Okay, still need to then you have to do whatever it takes to earn a living, because food is not going to fall from the sky. Okay, so in that situation where you are not paid by someone else, and you have to take care of yourself to generate that income. Okay, meaning you need to go and do something lah. Okay, then where does passion come in? Do you go and say, okay, so I love this, since I got nobody's paying me to do anything anyway, I have to find my, do I look at something I'm passionate about and turn that into an income generating thing, but nobody might want it, versus hey, somebody has a certain need, okay, but it's not something that I want to do or desire to do, but if I do it, I will get paid.
There are only two things that I will bank on. Either experience, that means my career experience, or passion. But what I realized is that whether I am doing the things that I don't like to do, the admin part, whether it's for my company, whether it's for my own show, I find it just the same as annoying. The amount of annoyingness is the same for me. I am just as annoyed.
Annoyingness.
Yeah, the amount of annoyingness is the same. Whether it's for myself, that's why I came to the conclusion maybe 3-4 years back that I do not want to be a business owner. It's not my thing. It's just not my thing. Because the other parts of the business annoys me, whether it's, like I said, whether it's for myself or for my company, it still annoys me. And it's the same amount of annoyingness. So it doesn't change. And what is worse is when you are doing, okay, so this is a little bit different from what other people usually say, but when you're doing it for yourself, right, what is worse is that you will carry the stress back with you. Honestly speaking, if I'm working for somebody, I'm doing the same annoying things, right? At the end of the day, 6 o'clock, done. I don't have to think about it anymore. Yes, I don't reap the profits, etc., but I don't have to think about it anymore. Whereas, if I'm doing it for my own things, it's a 24/7 thing. You don't switch off. As in, you have to force yourself to switch off because it's your own thing, you're consistent thinking about it, you're consistent stressing about it. So that is my personal experience. The amount annoys me the same, basically.
Yeah, so given that part annoys you equally, so would you so you're saying, so passion or no passion? Choose something that you would.
Probably I will, like I said, but if you do it for your own passion, you have to carry the additional stress along with you.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's nobody is going to, I mean, there's no job around, and you just need to do it.
Okay, if there's no job around, right, which I really do not believe at all, there's always a job for people to do, then I will, like I said, it's either experience or passion, then I'll just...
Okay, so let's say, so there are people who go on job hunts. Again, I think you've heard that a lot of people who go for job hunts, and they go for job hunts for months, okay, and they don't find the job that they want.
Correct. It's what they want.
Okay, so there's something that they're looking for that they can't get. Okay, so they're giving up the job because it's not what they want. Okay, versus if they want to get paid, then it's doing what they actually don't want, but they will get paid. But they're willing to forego the job. Okay, so I'm saying, so you're saying, yeah, so that definitely it's a job because there's something to be done. What if that job is something that you don't enjoy doing, but it pays the bills? And it's equally annoying, even though you don't take the stress home.
It's equally annoying, but less stress. Less stress.
Yeah, less stress. But
Yeah.
it's something that you don't enjoy. But the core thing, okay, all the other admin things aside, the core thing is something that you don't enjoy doing, but you will get paid. You get to eat versus go
I get what
hungry.
you mean. I get what you mean. But like I say, when I look, okay, the reasons why I've always left my previous company is always the people. So in my line of work where it's all customer service, because I'm customer service sales, etc., it's more or less the same. It's more or less the same shit actually. It's more or less the same thing. Right? It's just that if the people are nice, then I'm okay with it. Because it's the same thing actually. You sell this, you sell this, it's the same.
So
The
you don't
skill set is
care
the
lah.
same. Yeah, for me it's okay. Then I will just continue doing it at the sideline lor. Or maybe if really I cannot find a job that I want, then maybe I'll go work at a bar as a, I don't know, Bobby
Pole dancing.
hostess. Oh please, pole dancing, the pole drop down. I think. The pole where, and then after I have to pay money, I haven't even earned anything to pay them for the pole. Is that expensive? Okay.
But as the bartender thing sounds good. You get
No,
to
actually,
mix.
I've always thought about it, because I have been going to craft beer bars and all that, and honestly, I get along well with almost anybody, and usually I'll sit at the bar lah, then I'll talk to
Yeah,
everybody.
They just
if I think they're okay.
be that socializer lah. The socializer
Yeah.
go around and mingle
Yeah,
with
so,
people. and all that
so
stuff.
what if you can get paid? So what if you can get paid going to bars?
Oh, then I'll do it all for sure. I don't know whether I don't think my husband will approve at all lah. Okay, he will not approve
There's
at
such a,
all.
I think,
don't
that,
have to let- you
I
don't
think
have
there's
to let
such a
the
job,
husband know.
no? There's such a job.
There is.
At the bar,
and
you
I
go
will be
in,
super high demand, I tell you,
Yeah.
for sure.
Go and mingle around, make people, get people to drink, and then they get, it's called lubricant or whatever. Get people like
Is it
socialize.
a hostess job or something? I don't know.
No,
is it
it's
the right
different.
word?
It's
Oh my
different.
God.
It's
No,
completely
okay,
different.
hostess got many different kind. It's like
Yeah.
KTV got many different kind, okay?
Yeah.
Some is the kind where they serve nugget, they pretend they're F&B establishment, okay? Some is the kind where it's really just family KTV where people go there and sing song only. So it's the same. So
Yeah,
if you're
right.
if you're a hostess at those kind of bars where it's a bit dodgy,
Touch-
then you're
Not
expected
dodgy,
to
like
dodgy
just touch
things
feel
lah.
kind of thing.
You know, touch me and slap his face. But if you go to a proper establishment, right, then yeah lor. Actually, I got joke around sometimes with the owners like, hey, I come here and pour beer lah. Then they always say the same thing. They say, I don't think I can afford you. I say, but if I come here, honestly, if I am willing to be a part timer, then you must be willing to have part timer pay, correct? You don't go in and like ask for this and ask for that.
Be a bartender, lah. I mean, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Can, I can,
And if you're
I can
always
pour
going to
beer.
be there, always going to be there drinking, right? Then 顺便
Yeah,
since you're
and they get
already
free
there,
drinks
right?
actually. Yeah, they get free
Yes,
drinks. They just pour by themselves from the tap, then drink by
Yeah.
themselves.
And then chit chat with the people. Then again, in Singapore, it's a little bit different. The bartender in Singapore don't chit chat with the customers, right?
Oh, we do. You've been going to very unfriendly places. You can't go to
No, it's
places I
just too
go
crowded.
to.
The places I go is so crowded that you just buy a drink and go, buy a drink and go. Nobody
Because
sit
you
there
go
and
to
buy.
those very haps place, right? Very happening place, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's why you want
Maybe
to go.
the places you go to play a different type of songs than what
Now cannot
other
play
people are
song.
listening.
Now cannot play song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now cannot play song. Yeah. But anyway, the places I go to are very, very people friendly lah, and they are proper. They are those kind that if I tell the owner like, hey, I don't like this guy, he's harassing me, the owner will ask me to F off, It's those
So
kind of
these are places who serve real nuggets, is it?
Yeah, they serve real nuggets. They take the hand, they chop it off and serve real nuggets. No, depends. Depends. So tomorrow, okay, they this are after. So anyway, yes, I have actually always toyed with the idea, and it's interesting. It's interesting.
So that one is good, right? It fulfills both the passion and the money side of things.
Yeah, but the
Does
money
that work for
definitely
you?
is not nowhere near what I'm going to get today. But if let's say in Douglas's scenario where there's no jobs anyway, and I will be forced to take a pay cut anyway, then yeah, lor, maybe.
Mm.
But I will still take the money part first, honestly. So if you ask me.
Okay.
So really, so if you can, for whatever reason, if you start, even if you start with the money in mind to pay the bills, what I'm hearing is that it's not sustainable. In the longer term, in some way or other, either the money allows you to buy your passion, okay, whether it's in the form of a very expensive bag or in the form of traveling or everything else in between. You need to find that passion. Otherwise you just become a robot, right? Otherwise,
No, it's not
Okay.
just a robot. You'll drag going to the office. That's why there's such a thing as Monday
Monday
blues.
blues, yeah. But
The
it's-
Monday blues is horrible for people who actually don't look
I've
forward to
never-
going to the office.
I've never gotten that
I-
before. honestly.
I have never gotten that
Never.
before.
Wow.
sometimes-
Which planet are you guys on?
I'm
So
from
Rachel-
Mars.
You just never meh?
Never.
I'm from
I mean,
Mars.
of course you feel sian but it's not blue
Yeah.
until 真的 you really feel like
No, I
"Ugh."
don't see. I have never
Yeah.
been sian because
yeah,
I look
because
forward
Mars,
to go to work
there's no Monday on Mars. There's no Monday on Mars.
because I look forward to
It starts on Tuesday.
I look forward to see my colleagues and then go in, then chit chat, then after that lunchtime,
rest
then
them.
break time.
Mm.
It
Yeah,
sounds like Shuno goes to work to chit chat now.
Yeah, lor. Like you know,
No,
the rest
but
of
then
at 4
again-
o'clock,
But then
right?
again, he didn't start
and then
like that.
find out how people are
He didn't
doing,
start
how
like
their
that.
life is, and all
Right.
but because that's what I want to know. I like to know how things going with the world, their experience of the world, what's happening in their lives. Because I can only see so much I can see. I need the input from other people to know what's happening in other. Maybe they will. Hey, I saw this movie. Oh yeah, I was watching this interesting TV show. Things like that. So
Correct.
it opens up my world.
So it's but at the beginning it's not like that, you see. So there's something else on the Instagram post that we are discussing about that's part of this discussion that really stood out for me was that passion as you grow older, your passion may change, or what you think you like at the beginning, you start to refine it, At the beginning I didn't actually really know what I liked until because everybody was saying, you need to be passionate about something. I was just passionate about not doing much, like, right, that's also passionate about. Right. I'm passionate about not doing much, okay? And then it took me quite a while to find it. So it's like one of the pictures in the post saying that it takes time more to find a passion and sometimes while you're working for money, you start off with working for money, yes, but you sometimes read things along the way as you work with people, as you go along different jobs, you start to realize what exactly are you passionate about. That's what I feel.
Mm. So Rachel, you had Monday blues. The two of them.
I used to have long time ago until I quit law and don't have to do anymore. But my experience slightly different from Denise though. What I believe is as one grows older, there is a greater need to work for passion versus for money. I don't know whether is it because as one grows older, logically the money should have accumulated or something. I don't know, maybe. But I feel that as one grows older, there's a greater skew towards passion side. That's
Well,
that's
I would
Only
add to that.
tired of working for
that's-
money.
No, that's that. I will add to that. That's where the midlife crisis come about.
Ah,
That's because when we first, a lot of us in the older days, older generations, even the Gen X, we started
okay.
working just for the money because we didn't care about passion. We just need to make the money. And then finally, where you're financially you're settled down already, you start to rethink. And then that's where you suddenly realize that there's something else you want in life. And that's where the crisis will start.
So these
So
are the
it's
people
actually
before the
not
money.
midlife.
Okay, midlife has changed. Midlife has changed.
Yeah, midlife have changed already. So anyway.
The ages for midlife has shifted.
Yeah.
But I think like it's like suppressed lah. You suppress. But
Yeah.
now it's quite balanced what, for me at least.
I mean, at least for us in this part of the world, I mean, there are other people in other parts of the world that's a little bit different.
I think also it really depends on your on the resources that you have. You know.
Yeah, so
If
this whole
you-
passion thing is a very privileged conversation, right? Which not everybody actually gets a chance to explore. Because-
I get what you mean.
because-
If you're
yeah.
fighting for survival, then no.
Yeah, so who cares about passion if you got
Yeah.
Five-
But if let's say
half a
you
dozen
are
mouths to
working,
feed, yeah.
yeah. But if let's say you're working 9 to 5, you can engage in your passion on the weekend or after work.
Yeah.
Then you sort of get a balance lah, I guess.
Well, you have to remember our parents came out of the war, World War II. For those people that are younger than us and haven't heard stories about World War II, they came out of World War II and they're trying to get by, survive. They're just going to feed the family.
Yeah.
So-
That's our parents lah. I think Denise's parents. a
My
little
parents
younger.
were very young when this World War.
Yeah. So my parents were just trying to
Just
feed
get-
themselves and all those things. And I hear stories about from my parents, the siblings, how they not enough food, they die, and then how many pass away. As a matter of fact, they were telling us. But they have a lot of
Yeah.
kids. I mean, they have a lot of brothers and sisters at the time. So it's really the survival, the fitness kind of thing. So whoever can survive, survives. Whoever can survive, just
I mean, if you
Um,
think about it, dropping out of school now is like a huge taboo, right? It's like it's totally unheard of. But then it's like.
Oh, you mean
if
then
need
to drop out of school and work, is it?
Yeah, I mean now if you nobody drops out of school. It's a mandatory thing. Everybody goes to school. You seldom hear stories about people dropping out of school. But in my parents' era, it was very common for the elders,
Yeah.
for the elders or the elders and the second elders to just drop out of school because they need to work to feed the family with their siblings and all that.
Yeah.
It was very common. So it was a different era, lor. And
yeah.
okay, wait,
Nowadays,
we have a sorry, continue.
yeah, nowadays if you drop out of school, they don't look for the kids, they look for the parents. The parents at fault. You what do you deprive the
Thing,
children of this and that. Yeah.
Yeah,
lock the parents out.
So much judgment. Okay, anyway, we have a question from Kun Ling. The question of Kun Ling is YC disguised as Kun Ling. So is office a place for Chun-Ho to satisfy your Mr. Yin? I guess the answer is yes. This question
Yes, of
came in
course.
when Chun-Ho said he was enjoying harassing his colleagues and asking, also what movie you watch lah, that kind of thing.
It's chit chat, get to know them, get to know. It's just
Have
get
you
to know
ever thought that
people.
you
I mean,
may be disturbing your colleagues? Huh?
No, I don't disturb them all the time. I just when I go in,
Not all the
Once a
time,
day
but
only.
yeah, not once a day. Every time I go and chit chat, every time I go and talk to them and pass information to them or they pass information to them, get to know them a little better lah. I mean, since you're working like every day in and out, just get to know each other a little bit better. Yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know Yuan Chuan and his wife Kun Ling, right? And where they stay in, the renovation and other time. Anyway, yeah. But the thing is, I think the younger generation at the moment has that choice because life is comfortable now, and we all have made life comfortable for a lot of the younger generations, so that we can give them the choice, so that they're utilizing the choice. Nothing wrong with that. I think they're utilizing the choice. Now the thing is, if like Douglas say, suddenly the world going to recession, a major recession, and then the government use the reserve and use up everything already, nothing else already, while really go to a major depression, and we are losing jobs here and there. And then by the time, I'm not going to talk about war. War is even worse, but I don't think there is going to be a major war in the case. But things like that, economically, if things like this happen, you're not going to just say, "Oh, I'm not going to do this because I don't like this work." By the time you got to make money to feed yourself, you got to make money to feed yourself. I mean, the reality will kick in at some
So it
point.
depends, like, it depends on the environment. And talking about passion is a privileged conversation, no?
Mm,
Yeah,
It's called first
Wait.
world country problem. First world problem.
yeah.
yeah, it is a first
It
world
is,
country
right.
problem.
So if we can talk about passion, and yeah, that means you grew up in a pretty comfortable environment. But you know, there's the issue. People who grow up in comfortable environments, they have never actually gone through any hardships before. They wouldn't know what it's like. I didn't go through any hardships, honestly speaking. Not much. Actually. So
Because
I was a
because-
privilege.
yeah, but because your parents provided enough so that the younger generations doesn't have to go through that hardship, and then our generations work and then provided enough so that we gave the younger generations more comfortable life and have more choices. Because if you don't have that I mean that kind of financial stability, the choices can be limited.
Yeah, well.
And we actually, I mean, the older generation built this comfort for them. So now that they have a choice. And so in that sense, I do agree. I mean, that's why the pioneer generation, the Merdeka generations deserve whatever they deserve, the privilege that they have. Because the comfort that we are having is built by them. And then we now have the choice. But of course, to them, they look at us, it's like, wow, you're so entitled. We work so hard.
Yeah, and then after that, we look at the
that's what
younger
we're seeing.
ones, they're younger than us now, we say the same thing, they are so entitled.
Yeah, they are so entitled.
Yeah, then the older people look at us, they're like, huh, you entitled. We also entitled, you know what I mean? It's like we are getting softer and softer, I feel.
So what are we saying? Parents, don't work so hard. Let your
species.
children fend for themselves.
But fending for yourself in terms of economically and fending for yourselves in terms of physically, like survival wise, it's a totally different ballgame. Like there are people who are out there literally scrounging for food and eating insects from this. This is a totally different ballgame already. So no matter how you let your kids fend for themselves in first world country, it's first world standards lah.
But you need to teach the parents need to teach, if the parents need to get the kids to fend for themselves, the parents need to teach the kids the skills and knowledge to be able to fend for themselves in situations like this. But the thing is, I don't think some of them have the experience to know what to do when it really happens. That's the thing.
Okay, this is going to be a very interesting conversation that we can have on another session.
Yeah,
About entitling kids and preparing
entitled
them
kids. But technically, I'm entitled also in that sense.
No, it can be entitled, but you can don't be spoiled, you see.
That's
Because
true.
they are
Realistically entitled.
and spoiled, and then they become brats. Okay, but anyway, that's another conversation for that we can have another time.
Shall we do last words?
Yes, I was
Wait.
gonna say that.
So do we F your passion and just work for money, or you cannot really F your passion?
I think it must. Okay, so this one we do last words, is it? Summary.
Yeah, we
F your
can.
passion or just work for money. Okay.
Yeah.
Douglas, you want to go?
I feel that you cannot really totally F your passion, and have it be sustainable. So in some way, whether I find passion in the thing that I do, or do the thing that I'm passionate about, and balancing everything, it's not an easy conversation of just effing the passion and working for money. So it's being clear, and if you're not clear, then just work for money first lah, until you get clearer. Still have to do something, right? Still have to do something. Then might as well work for money rather than, I haven't found my passion, so I don't know what to do.
Just sit
and then
around and not do anything.
and just sit around. I know, okay, some of you want to do that, but you know it's not going to feed. It's not going to put food on the table. So
You
since
still need money to sit around.
correct.
Yeah,
No, you need money to sit around comfortably.
Yeah.
yes.
So might as well make some money, right? Okay, that's my last words. Okay.
No last words.
It is. I agree with Douglas lah. From my point of view, it is a balance. Whether you work for money first, you eventually need to find something that you're passionate about in whatever job you're doing. Be it is the people, be it is developing the people, be it is the challenges in that particular job, whatever it is, or even some people just like the sarcasm in the office, or some don't making fun of the boss and all those things. There need to be something that is going to keep you anchored in that thing that you do. So that's the thing. And on the other flip it to the other end, you cannot just purely work for passion. If the passion is not going to bring you any money, you still eventually need to find something else to feed yourself. Either that you're going to do two jobs. One job is the passion job, the other one is the feed yourself job. Which means you're going to do this like the actresses or the actors and actors in the States. They'll be a waitress. You think they want to be a waitress? They'll be a waitress or waiters so that they can fund themselves through acting and eventually hoping to get a big break. So unless you have that, otherwise you go and look for a passion and see whether you can make an income out of it. If you can't make an income out of it, it becomes a chore. Seriously, it becomes a chore. I don't know how you're going to be passionate about it anymore.
Okay, very stern last words. Okay, my turn. Quite stern also. I shall be stern. I know, not really. Okay, my last words are, I think, okay, you must have a balance. Passion is a little bit like feeding your soul. Money is a little bit like feeding your physical self. You cannot have one without the other. And if you suppress one for too long, then it will erupt lah, you know. And usually these eruptions are most unfortunate timings. So it's a balance. You need to find a way to get money and engage in your passion. Balance is key. My last words. Balance is key. 3 words now. Okay, wait, Justin.
Cool. So funny, everyone talks about balance. So I have the word balance written also, but I don't want to use back the word balance.
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
So I believe that passion is important. So is money. Both are important. But I also believe in working towards a goal. So if you're working for money now, then have a plan to get out from working for money and work towards passion if that's what you want. Otherwise, you'll forever be working for money and forever complaining. So that's the thing. Just know what's the end goal for you and go for it. Work towards it at least. At least you're working towards it. Otherwise, you will always be where you are at. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Yeah. So, even if your passion is doing nothing comfortably, you also need money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing nothing, you need to build the income to do nothing.
It's so annoying, right? To do nothing, you have to do something. What a shit. That's the
Then what do you
shit.
think? Unless you have money drop out of the sky or your parents have loads of money and then give it to you. I
No.
tell you, you'll be bored to
That's why
death
people buy
after that.
Toto, you see. That's why people buy Toto. So that they can do nothing.
Yeah, I have something to say about
money.
easy come, easy go. People who get the money like that,
Oh, if I get money like that, sure, not easy go on. I will pass it to the husband, he will make full use of it. Okay, I guess that's the end of for our episode today. Lots of opinions. Probably we'll maybe do some entitled things, topics on entitled, and bash the younger generation. No, not bash lah. Have discussion, spirited discussion. Okay, so we will see you guys 2 weeks later. Stay tuned, like our page, and turn on the notifications. Oh, okay. Right, see you guys 2 weeks later. Bye. See, this music is not playing again. What a disaster.
So our hands will have to stay up until the music comes on.
Yeah.